What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Berkshire. Thank you for checking out this video. I hope you all had a wonderful week this week. Today I want to talk a little bit about change, a little bit of motivation, getting the juice going, and then we're going to do a Q&A and answer some questions that you guys asked today on my Instagram. If you enjoy the content that I create, the videos that I make, the photographies that I take, please like, comment, subscribe, turn that bell notification on below, and let's get into this one. I'm really excited about my new YouTube backdrop, my shelves, my new look. Really excited about it. Today I got on Instagram and asked you guys to ask me some questions because I wanted to be able to do something quick, a great break-in video tonight. So we're gonna do a Q&A. Let's get right into it. All right, question number one. What is the biggest game changer over the R5-1? Well, the biggest game changer absolutely has to be the focusing. When you're shooting video frames, they made it easier to be able to go into high frame rate, like 120 frames per second. Instead of having to do high frame rate, yes, like all these buttons, you can just literally just, pick the frame rate next to all the other frame rates. And I find that has been very helpful. Question number two. Don't you agree that there should be a what if series for Star Wars? Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see different versions of storylines in Star Wars. What if Anakin didn't get burned up and become Darth Vader? That's not camera related, but I 100% asked for I said anything goes with these questions. So I don't mind getting a nerd question. Question number three, who inspires you? I'm gonna have to say I have a lot of people that inspire me. You get inspired when you see other people's work and you get a little bit jealous. You get a little bit, like, I want to do that. I want to get better. How do I get there? How do I do that? How do I do what this person is doing? When I'm inspired by someone, it's normally because I just want to grow and get better, and I want to be able to learn and do things that they do and just get better. As for who inspires me, I can do a few shout outs. The GOAT on YouTube, Peter McKinnon, always inspires me. Plenty of YouTubers inspire me. I'm going to shout out a couple NFL photographers that inspire me and musical photographers that inspire me. So first, a couple shooters in the football scene like Cam, the shooter in the Jacksonville Jaguars, Logan Wills, the NFL, Kyle, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Detroit Lions photographer, Lions Photog on Instagram. There's so many shooters that really inspire me on the daily. Those are some. On the music side, I'm gonna have to say right now, it's a huge toss-up, but right now I'm gonna say my buddy James Coffin, absolutely slaying it with the edits. Check out his work on Instagram. James Coffin, amazing music photographer, music videographer. My buddy Christian Lawrence, always my friend Mike Delimia. There's so many people out there in the music world just crushing, I can name so many people in football and music that inspire me. Tons. Question number four, advice to any young individuals coming out of high school or going through college. Advice to any young individuals coming out of high school. Now, so I'll do two. I'll do just like kind of an overall. If I could give any advice to anyone coming out of high school or going into college, whether you're a photographer, whether you're an athlete, whether you're, just going for any job, I would say determination, don't give up. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but you have to have the motivation to just, keep fighting all the things that are thrown against you in life. Without perseverance, I wasn't able to get where I am now. Without perseverance, you're not gonna be able to get anywhere. So just remember that through the worst of times, you have to just keep working hard and keep trying to be different and pushing yourself. And anyone can do anything they want to do. Watch YouTube videos, whether you're in college or high school, you want to learn something, watch YouTube videos. You can learn anything on YouTube. Question number 5. How important is the long race? Quick gratification, thumbs down. Yeah, I would say that we're all in it for quick gratification right now, but it's not the most important thing. Do you get a lot of good feels by, quick gratification, likes, comments, reshares, people giving you compliments, people building you up? It feels great in the moment, it does, but in the long run, what is it going to get you to? Is it going to be able to make you a living, a career, be able to feed your family, be able to pay your bills? What's the long run and longevity of what you're trying to do? So quick gratification may mean a lot, but I think it's really important to think about the long race of life. So that was a really great question. How do you get into big colleges to shoot them? To be honest, I've only gotten into one big college, and that was the Florida Gators, the Swamp down in Gainesville. I've only been to one college game out of college. The other college games that I have shot were at the Everbank Stadium where the Jaguars play. I was able to get a media credential and be able to shoot those college teams. But as for getting into a big school, I've only got into the Swamp to shoot a game one time. It was because one of my coworkers at the NFL was able to get me in. It's insanely hard. Good luck. I don't know. It's really hard. I don't have much on that one. Ooh, R52 question. Battery issues and compatibility. So the new batteries are amazing. They last a really long time. I shot a whole high school game on one battery, and I had like a bar, almost a half a battery at the end of the game, and I shot a lot, 3 hours straight. I mean, I was shooting a good bit, so the batteries last a long time. I also turn my camera on and off like a lot. It's a habit. When I'm not using my camera, I turn it off. A lot of people let it automatically kind of sleep or just leave it on, and it kind of hibernates. I always turn my camera off when I'm not shooting or using one of my other cameras. But the battery has been pretty good. Compatibility, I haven't tried too many settings with other batteries. Actually, I haven't even put an older battery in it. That's on my to-do list. This week, I'm going to put an old battery in the R52, and I'm just going to see what works and what doesn't work, because I've been asked that question a few times. Dolphins or Jaguars on Sunday? Come on. Go Jags. Better than the R51? All right, camera question. So is the R52 better than the R51? I think there's some things about it that I think frustrate me, and I do have some cons, and eventually I want to do a video talking about pros and cons of the camera, because I still haven't shot enough with it. But I will say, when it comes to the files and distributing the files on my memory cards in the system, it's become a little bit more complicated than the old, like the R51. Like, the files are just there. A lot of the video files, the raw footage, you have to you can't see them, you have to upload them into Premiere to be able to see them. The photos are so big, I have to put them through Photo Mechanic, and then I have to upload them in the Lightroom. It's a little bit more of a process, unless you're shooting in JPEG. That is only for RAW. If you're shooting in JPEG, it's a little easier. Better than the R51? Absolutely. There's no doubt that it is better than the R51. Next question. Any shows coming up? So we're talking about concerts. Sometimes I tour with bands. Sometimes I go work concert photography. It's kind of where I come from, the music scene. I love metal shows. I love all kinds of concerts. Do I have any shows coming up? The answer is yes. Later, at the end of October, I am flying to Texas, and I'm working for a rock alternative band called Breaking Benjamin. I'm going to be filming their set, photographing them, flying in for their show to work directly for them, and then I'll be flying back home. That is a one-off for me, just because they needed someone, and their agent, their manager hired me. A couple of the members have met me before, like my stuff from what I've heard, and I'm really excited to work for Breaking Benjamin. Next question. Have you used the dual shooting at a concert yet? No. Next question. Would you recommend going to college and getting a degree to help market yourself to pro teams? Now, college can help you with a lot of things. A degree and a lot of different connections are made in college. So definitely can help you, I'm sure. I did not go to college, so I'm kind of a little bit biased on this one. I did not attend college. I went to the College of YouTube, where you guys are hopefully watching me right now. And I learned everything I know on YouTube, and I got a job working for the NFL. But I don't recommend, everyone has their own route in life. Mine wasn't through college, but I highly recommend college. If college isn't for you, you can go to College of YouTube. I think that really just depends on the person and how good you are at making connections and building relationships in the real world, versus if maybe you're the type that's a little more shy, or a little more, just needing a space or a place to be able to build those connections. College might be for you if you want to work for a professional sports team. Next question. Worth getting to complement a secondary R3 body? I think it's worth complimenting any body secondary. I also have an R3, and I have an R52, I have an R5, and I'm going to use them all. It'd be a great compliment to any. The R52 would be a great compliment. It could also be a great camera one if you don't have an R3. Say you have something like an R6 or an R5 one, and you want to pick up on R5 Mark II, that's camera one, baby. Is the 70 to 200 enough to start shooting football games, or should I grab something longer? Sony platform. Okay, so is the 70 to 200 enough to start shooting sports? 100%. It's the go-to lens, first of all. The number one sports shooting lens for photography and videography probably is a 70 to 200. Would I recommend you getting a telephoto for Sony? Absolutely. There's many options. I actually have a video on the Sony 200 to 600, and then I also right now have the Sigma 60 to 600, which is my main video lens. On my Sony, it's a Sigma Sony E-mount for video, so I can go all the way from 600 all the way back to 60 right in front of me. So absolutely, there's many different lenses that are better for the budget, like the Sigma, which is under $1,500. Amazing zoom lens, and then you have something like a 300 millimeter. If you have the budget to pick up a big telephoto, 100%, but you can make anything happen with a 200, a 70 to 200. Next question. Been posting a lot of wedding stuff, trying to shoot more weddings. I am 100% trying to shoot more weddings. Weddings is one of the most fulfilling things when it comes to me as a filmmaker. I love videos. I love wedding films. Creating a 5-minute, 6-minute, all the way to a 20-minute, what I feel like is a movie, really gets to showcase my creativity when it comes to actually creating a film, telling a story of a beautiful day. And I also financially love weddings. I know my wife loves weddings. We're trying to shoot as many weddings as we can. It's just really kind of flooded, and you have to be special, you have to be different, you have to have great pricing and put out a great product. It's really hard to book weddings, but we are trying to book them as much as we can. Check out Berkshire Wedding Photography. Next question. Traveling anytime soon? Yes, we have a few different travel things right now. I'm traveling to Miami just in a couple days to shoot the Jags and Miami Dolphins. I am traveling to South Carolina to do some content for a roofing company. Great deal, couple days, going to be doing tons of photo, video, drone work for this roofing company. Great people, great personalities, really excited to work with this team of people, create some great content, trying to dive more into the construction world of content creating. I have a lot of friends in the industry, and I've done some roofing conventions, made some friends. Any outlets that bring in money, I love creating content, and we're willing to shoot a lot of things in this world to pay the bills. Any cons on the R5 II so far? So I did touch on this earlier. I have some cons when it comes to like the files and how they show up on the computer, on the card, transferring it all, getting it all, prepped and into my programs like Premiere and Lightroom. I will say the navigational button, the little navigational thumb button, hold that thought. This little guy right here, this little guy that you move around right here, for some reason when I move it, it accidentally presses the button. When you press the button, it's kind of like doing the directional with it too. I feel like that kind of bothers me a little bit, but overall, I do not have that many negative things. The files kind of upset me when I first got into it, but I have a lot of good things to say about this camera, not too many bad things. I do wish that I could do dual shooting to the one card at the same time, but that's pretty much impossible. So to do the dual shooting, you have to have an SD card and a CF Express, 2 cards in here to be able to run video to one, to be able to run the photos to the other, and that is how you dual shoot. But yeah, a video coming on all the cons and the things that I don't like about this camera, which isn't going to be that many, definitely coming soon. Comment if you guys have some pros and cons that you like about the Canon R5 Mark II. Have you tried running your R5 II with a dummy battery for consistent power, or with a V-mount battery? Can't be switching up the LP batteries all day on 13-hour shows. So that may be a deal breaker if I have to use those particular batteries to get 8K use. That might be a deal breaker. I actually have not ran external V-mount batteries to it yet. I've only had it 2 weeks, but it probably would. That might be something you have to test, or you might get it to test before I do. That could go either way. I'm not sure. Great question though. Next question. Let me know what you think from the photo side. I heard too many bad things about the photo aspect as far as loss of dynamic range and increased noise. I ended up canceling my pre-order until I could see some more reviews. You canceled your pre-order. If you want one now, you might not get one for a long time, Nolan. I will say, I tested the ISOs the other night at a high school game, pushing it all the way from 6,500 all the way to like 24,000. And the grain in post was great, a little bit of noise reduction. Overall, the colors and the ISO, everything about it, I love. I have no complaints. that might just be something that you have to look into for yourself again. Sorry, I do not have a better answer to that, but I think it's amazing for whatever that needs. Next question. Yo, other than the cameras, do you have a leg tattoo? If so, how bad is the pain level on the knee? Well, sir, I have never been tattooed on my knee. I have tattoos on my legs, kind of scattered around, and I have tattoos all over my body everywhere else. But the pain is terrible. No matter where you get tattooed, they all feel the same. I actually answer that question, not the knee, but I get asked how painful my tattoos were all the time. It absolutely sucks everywhere, but I'm retired. I have not been tattooed in like 5-6 years, maybe even longer. And it sucks every time, no matter where you get tattooed. But that's it for this one, guys. I enjoyed doing Q&A. Thank you to everyone on Instagram who sent me a question. This was fun. I'll have to do it again. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to do more Q&As with me. I'll talk about anything, anytime. Let's go. So until the next one, peace.